Yo, it's your boy Tony coming through with another episode of Side Note. As always, I got my boy. Oh, excuse me, baby. Please say my baby.
You already know.
Is that really duty? Sitting over there on the side.
I'm on the side somewhere.
And I got Miss Yuli V from Popcorn and Emotion right beside me. Sitting in with us. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
I'm your boy Vocal 26. Of course, y'all know what day it is. Thursday, we're coming through with a side note. And sis, go ahead and read that little title section we got right there so we can try to clarify this thing for everybody.
Yeah, just a little help. Is it wrong for a man to break up with a woman because of her son is acting bad?
Or kids.
Or kids.
Okay.
Or kids.
Okay, so I want to dive on right on
Man
that.
or woman. Man or woman.
Oh yes, let's be. But just in case if y'all seen it, I mean, if y'all on social media, y'all probably saw the. Y'all seen
male
it.
or female.
We're going to just freak it a little bit. That's all.
That's all.
Okay.
Tweet.
So me myself personally, I have been with a female that have had kids.
My name is Dashiki. That's Swahili for doggy style.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Those are my kids.
God damn. Hello, everybody.
And the kids weren't like completely bad, but they was kids. You know what I mean? And I had the range to discipline them. I have had women in my life that have had the range to discipline my kids. You know what I mean? If need be. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I come from a family of whooping ass. So if you don't want your child ass whooped, they should already be tamed or whatever the case before we get together. Me personally, what y'all feel on that right there? What you got to do?
Me honestly, bro, if I can't discipline them, I got a jet, bro.
All that cussing you be doing. How old are you, man?
None of your beeswax.
How old are you? You better stop all that cussing.
Make me.
What you gonna do?
Move the ass, motherfucker.
What did he say?
I can't be around dysfunction. You know me. I can't deal with that running and jumping and hollering and hooping, and I can't.
So
if they can't sit down, and if I can't tell them to sit down, or I ain't worried about whooping them, but at least let me be able to discipline to something extent. You know what I'm saying? If I can't do that, I'm out.
Yeah, you ain't got to necessarily whip their ass.
Right.
Yeah, but something I got to put some discipline behind something. And if I can't do nothing, I'm out. Because it's gonna be dysfunction in that home. Ain't gonna be no peace, no nothing.
So
you're not my dad. You also want to hear something ugly ass fucking.
And I'm out.
So Skeezy, have you ever been in a relationship or anything like that where a woman had kids where they was, per se bad as the post say?
I feel like he waiting to answer this.
Well, my brother, I'm so glad that you asked.
Go ahead on that.
You know what, man? Not only was I in a relationship, I was in a marriage.
Yeah.
Oh.
In that thing. So, I had to figure out a way to deal with it, and I couldn't whoop the child because it was a girl, and she was a girl.
That would make a difference.
That do.
And I don't, I don't play them type of games. I don't want another man to put his hands on my daughter ever.
Yeah,
I don't care. So, with that being said, man, I thought I had to work through some things in a marriage. Mm-hmm. But if I wasn't in a marriage, I'd have been gone. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because there's some things that you put up with that you shouldn't have to put up with in a situation like that. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you end up, giving more of yourself than the other person gives just because they have more in the situation than you have at the time. Yeah. You see what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
As far as bringing that kid, if they have the kids that's around, then you don't. Yeah. Or if they kid bad and your kid ain't bad, it's still a load off you because you're gonna try to work more on their kid or try to help with their kid more. And try to, and you're gonna miss time, or your kid might lose a little nurturing because of that.
Yeah. Have you ever been with anybody where you couldn't discipline their child, or their child was quote unquote, well, once again, bad?
I could relate to with this. Mm-hmm. So in my previous marriage, I had a stepson, so I get that. The situation with me is, I set that boundary from kind of the jump.
Yeah.
Because if I'm not the type to hit anybody kids. And the reason why I say that too, because if it's not yours, you have to still deal with the other parent. So that also plays a factor, and that do affect your relationship. So it was a situation where it was a little disrespect.
Nigga, when my name come up, respect it. Let's go. Stop playing with my fucking name. I ain't gonna say it no more.
But it was like an age appropriate for. I'm not saying that he was cool with doing it, but it matched his age by doing it. But I also know too, he was also testing my boundaries.
Yeah, trying to see what you will or won't do.
Basically, so but for the fact that he did not want to listen, I did let his dad know. I don't care if you go into the mailbox. You gonna take him with you. And the reason why I say that, and it wasn't for me to be harsh, it was for me to actually prove a point, because real life do happens. It's gonna be situations where we gonna be left alone, but I don't want to be that person,
especially in a marriage,
right? But I also don't want to be the problem whenever you're stepping into a relationship with somebody with an existing kid. It's easy if there is already animosity between the two parents itself.
Oh yeah, I've been there.
Right. So the moment that I'm I'm now in a situation, I don't want to be the cause of you saying don't have her around my kids. Don't have this, that, and the third around my kid. I'm not gonna. First off, if you're gonna choose to be with me, you should know that I'm gonna love on your kid the way that I would if they were mine.
Yeah, damn right.
So at any time for me, if I have to step out for me to discipline, and let's make this very clear, there's different forms of discipline.
It is.
I just want you to understand. I'm the verbal type first.
I'm the frying bacon on your ass type first.
But look, look, that's why it's quiet and peaceful over there. But what I'm saying is, you know, for me, it was challenging. But what was crazy for me is it was my mother-in-law in a sense. You know, she understood. She heard about the situation, not from me, because I'm not going to talk about whatever. Because she was like, "Oh, you should have just hit them," and I was like, No, I couldn't, because kids know how to manipulate.
Yeah, they do.
Kids know how to play sides.
Yeah, they do.
So the moment that he would have told his mom that I turned around and popped him or yelled at him or whatever the case may be, she going 0 to 100.
Yeah.
Do I agree with it?
No, hell no.
No.
Yeah, no. And I want to just piggyback off of you right there, because in the incident when I was, you know, in that predicament, you know, the kids or the child father was absent.
Oh, that old mark-ass nigga ran out on us like a little business.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I was that leading role, which everybody who know me know I'm gonna treat the kids, all of them, the same way. You know, I was brought up, you know, me and done being with my moms, whatever the case may be, but I knew that if I got my ass whooped, everybody in that room got their ass whooped. It won't know, oh, you singled out, or this the case may be. Like, it was all together, one for all and all for one, whether you was bloodline or not. That's just the environment I was raised in. But if you're gonna have a bad child and come around me, first of all, if you don't want me to discipline him,
do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
You and whoever the father is should have that shit already established.
Right.
You know what I mean? First and foremost, I want to be able to meet you to understand and get a vibe off of you and see how you handle your shit, period. Because just because you ha-ha and he and I know everybody watch the news, you ha-ha and he in our face, but then the next thing you know, a few days later, these motherfuckers is dead.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I want to be able to see who this person is around my child. Like, what are you bringing? You know what I mean? Because it was vice versa for me. They had to meet the women that I was dealing with, or whatever the case may be, that was going to be around my child, so they can feel comfortable. But you're not gonna have to say nothing to my kids, because I'm gonna handle that my damn self. If they sound or say anything disrespectfully, you're gonna hear a pock up, and it's not gonna be long.
I actually thought about something too. I feel like this actually goes beyond relationships.
Yeah.
This also goes beyond your friendship.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And it's crazy, because me and one of my homegirls, we actually had this conversation just amongst friends. It's not that I don't want to watch other people's kids. If I'm gonna straight up ask you, is it okay if I discipline your kid?
Yeah.
I'm not saying for me to hit them again. That's the last resort. Because the moment before I get that, I'm going to call you anyway. Hey,
you better come get your damn child.
real quick before I yoke him up. It's just a simple fact that if I can't say anything to anybody's kid, and you have a problem with me correcting something that should have been corrected, I ain't the person that you need to have around your kids.
Yeah, because that go back to another.
Don't leave them around me. Don't leave them around me.
Hey, cause that go back to another episode we talked about one time before, man. Kids are disrespectful, and these parents are finally thinking it's funny.
I'm out here in Miami, looking for the hoochie daddy. Where they at? Where the niggas that get ratchet? Where they at? My son need a new pappy.
Cute,
you know, thinking it's cute, like their kids are being disrespectful, and they like, huh, but then when they get their ass busted. You know what I mean? It's a problem. If somebody say something to your child, it's a problem. Oh, don't say nothing to my child. Oh, we gonna fight. Oh, when I see you, it's on. But you just let your child.
It need to go back to the old way.
Hey,
you know everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everything would be a whole lot better, man. But it's like nobody wants to take accountability. And you know, if you be in somebody else's business, they ready to fight, do all this, but then they mad because their son is in jail.
Yeah.
But if you know what I'm saying, if somebody says something to them,
you know,
we just talked about that the other night. Yeah, we just talked about that the other week, man, where the lady got killed over, you know, a white lady or whatever messing with her child. So you already know that people don't play over their child. Like, and she ended up getting killed over that. So imagine in a situation like that, domestic is 10 times worse. So you gotta understand that it's gonna be heated. It's gonna be a situation. You never know what could happen in a situation like that, man. So it's best to, like you say, stay away from it, or if you can't deal with it, and don't choose to deal with it just because you feel like you got to be with that person. You know what I'm saying? You need to learn what you can deal with, what you can't. If you get in a situation that you can't deal with it, and then you end up getting locked up behind, you think you love this person. That ain't the way to go.
No, that's true. And and also too, I think when you're in a new relationship, I think also the parent of that kid that's stepping into the situation too, they also need to be realistic, because I have conversations with, you know, my male friends and my siblings too. Like how many different men have your kids met?
448 and a half.
Or women have your kids met before you met me, because the level of disrespect sometimes can come to a place where they unseen a revolving door.
And they was really treated fucked uply.
And they was treated really bad. So it's like, but if you never sat down and had a conversation with your kids, or you never was real with them about certain things, that's why I'm very if we on a first date, in the next moment you like, oh, I want you to meet my kids, red flag.
Wait a minute. I don't even say it. Like, if we meeting on that level, I'm not even saying nothing about my kids. I ain't hiding them or nothing, but it's none of your concern, because you might not even be around.
That's it.
To meet my kids.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
If I meet you and and you got a child and your child say some shit like, shut up, they let me know right then and there where we at with it.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. And especially if you don't say nothing. And you don't correct them or knock their face off their shoulders. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand.
I told you that
we can't talk. We cannot talk.
We couldn't do that.
That's why you got to be able to agree with your partner and have that conversation automatically off gate on what you expect from your children in the household, outside the household, whatever. That's automatic.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, when you meet somebody, when I meet somebody, they're gonna automatically know I don't play with kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say what I got to say, and I'm gonna say it one time. I might say it twice, but that second time I'm up on you, and you might get hit.
Yeah, real talk. Because
that's one thing I learned.
My bad, dude.
I don't play with people's kids when I first meet them. That's one thing I never did, and that worked for me within disciplining them. You know, because they know I'm being serious when they first meet me. Maybe the second time I might talk to them. You know what I'm saying? The third time I might play with them. But now they can kind of tell the difference in the play for me.
I like that.
And the serious you know what I'm saying?
And I never had a problem out of kids. Never.
Because I don't believe in to keep saying stuff over and over to a child.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't believe in a child being sitting there listening to you talk.
That's it.
I don't believe in informing a child of every single move I'm gonna make. Because I was raised and I believe in staying in a child's place.
Yes. And I think that's what's really playing a big part. You have not all parents.
Yeah, not all parents.
But you have some parents that want to focus on being their kid's friend, that these kids really don't know the difference of staying in a child's place. I had this conversation with my mom earlier today, and I told her, I said, I appreciate her, because with any adult, she would tell me if I had a problem, kids don't address adults. You tell me, and it's my job to address adults. So what I'm saying, like, we got to bring some type of order back to certain things too. And then again too, it goes back to talking to your kids, and then it's also talking to the person that you're interested in. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, you need to understand if they dealt with any type of trauma dealing with somebody else's kid.
That'll have them treat your child differently.
Absolutely. And then also their relationship with the other parent, because that, again, that fortunate for you, in a sense, you had somebody that was an absent parent. So you really just had to deal with the structure of one parent. But if they have a quote unquote active parent that's in the household, or that comes in, very active in that kid's life, you gotta sit back and make sure that you're setting those boundaries. And if it's really that serious, I need to meet them first. I don't even want to meet the kid yet. If you really want to be truthful, you know what I'm trying to say, let me meet the other person first, because I need to see y'all dynamics for myself.
And we probably sneaking and gigging anyway.
You get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So because it makes it easier for you to feel comfortable. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, that's what I say. I understand where O is coming from, because it's very difficult, especially when you're in a marriage setting and that is going on, because you got the representative of the kid too.
See, the thing about it, in my marriage, it won't no step kids. That was our child in the marriage. You feel what I'm saying? So that was both our own child. But my first wife, she had to deal with, and my second wife, they had to deal with me having other kids. You feel what I'm saying? So they had to gain that respect and that, all that shit between the other mothers, or whatever the case may be.
How did that work for you?
Man.
I want to know. I want to know.
I mean, everybody know I started out young, so, it went how it went. You know what I'm saying? But my kids weren't bad. My kids not bad. They are respectful. Yes, ma'am. No, sir. So vice versa, whatever the case may be. And they, I never had any problem with any of my kids. They did the normal, kid shit. But they still get a little telltale when I feel like Anna said, I ain't gonna keep talking to you because I know you heard me. You know what I mean? But as far as having not bad kids, I ain't never had no bad kids, man. It was the mamas probably didn't like each other at them times, but the kids love each other and they love the other mothers. You know what I'm saying? But they knew what it was. I talk. I mean, they can go stay with them, go chill with them. If we got birthday parties, we all got to be around each other. So
that's true.
You got to try to find a mutual ground. But not everybody older ain't got time for that bullshit. It's either here today or gone tomorrow.
That's it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I would just say, make sure your kids are where they need to be when you're meeting somebody, and have them on one accord. Because like Yuli said, man, you got to check that background. Maybe that person has been through trauma where they don't want to rock with your kids any damn way, or they might treat them wrong. They might treat them wrong anyway. You know what I'm saying? But it's up to that person to do their research and know it's the red flag.
That's true.
Anything y'all boys got on that thing?
Yeah, man. And not only that, man, I want to say that, it also can cause a rift in what you're trying to do in a relationship.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, that was one of the main reasons that I got divorced as well.
Yeah.
So you can't get yourself involved in something like that if you're not willing to take on that responsibility.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of work.
It is. And like you said, it will make you bump heads because the person be like, oh, you're not going to touch my child, but your child is disrespectful every single chance they get.
See, but that's where you realize there's no partnership in a relationship, if married or not. It's partnership if you're trying to build with somebody.
Yeah.
So we can't be a team player. Like, if you have your opinion, that could be a conversation we can have behind closed doors. But don't tell your kid one thing, tell your man or your woman another thing, and then you acting or whatever, because it's confusing. And then you're telling outside people. Understand? They telling the friends, they telling the grandparents, they telling the and then you're looked at as enemy number one. You walking into the lion's den and you thinking everything peachy and cream, and then all of a sudden they looking at you real sideways. So it literally goes both ways. But I feel like men get it the worst when they really in the relationship, when there's a woman that do have existing kids in it and trying to bring that in. Because they have to see that, because I feel like if they see that, okay, mom is agreeing with him. Or dad is agreeing with him, and it's not like y'all are saying anything or putting them in harm's way. You're letting them know you can't play with us. I
have had roles reversed where the woman was acting crazy. Like I didn't have to act crazy. That woman was the, I taught it one.
Look, feel like that was feelings going on in there.
No, that motherfucker
little jealousy.
Still to this day, taught it. Well, I'm trying to tell you.
But it's growth too.
Yeah, it is growth. Some people just it ain't in them to just do so. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I mean, yeah, my daughter grown now. It ain't nothing. It's either here today and gone tomorrow. So, you know what I'm saying? I ain't even got to worry about it.
There you go.
You can act crazy all you want, but my daughter's still respectful. She's still a good kid. Ain't none of that extraness. You know what I'm saying? Never been.
Okay,
but,
all right. We like that.
Yeah, but anything you got on that doodle before we head on up out of here?
The only thing I got to say is, relationship or not, don't bring your bad kids around me.
Damn right.
Dude, like
I'm
one hand, I know how to touch them. I know how to reach out and touch them.
Real talk. But
don't bring it.
anything you got, Yuli?
No, I really enjoyed this conversation in a sense, because with people dating, so if you out here, you listening and you're dating and you're choosing to be open to date people with kids, just kind of listen to yourself. Don't feel like you have to settle, and just understand those red flags. They really red. They not orange. Okay, they really red.
Real talk. Anything you got on that, Ski?
Hey man, I already said what I had to say.
Yeah.
Y'all be careful out here and treat these kids with love, but whoop their ass if they need it. Nah, you ain't gotta whoop them. You ain't gotta whoop them, but definitely discipline these kids, man. They ain't your friends.
I agree. For my final remarks, leaving out of here, man, I would say that, of course, y'all can tell that we all was raised from the old school tactics. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of that missing these days, which is a few of the reasons why that the generations growing up don't have no kind of direction. They don't have them, like people on them being stern and being on their ass like we had. You know, we can walk out there, even though they was sitting up under the tree drinking a hot ass beer, they'll give us some knowledge real quick, like. You know what I'm saying? But they don't have that kind of stuff these days. They don't have the discipline. Everybody on my grandma's street could whoop your ass. You know what I'm saying? Everybody. It won't bad kids. They was bad teenagers and stuff when we got out there in the, you know what I'm saying, in the world. You know what I mean? But
that's true.
Like everybody else say, man, watch your red flags. Have them conversations with your partners, whether you married or not. If you're not married, don't have to deal with it unless you choose to deal with it. If you're married, that should have been handled before you got married.
Amen.
But everybody good? We about to head on up out of here.
Heck yeah.
Well, as always, I got my boy, Skeezy, baby. Please hit it, motherfucker, baby.
Y'all ready?
Is that really dude sitting over here?
I'm sitting over here.
And I got sitting in on this episode of The Side Note, Miss Yuli V from Popcorn and Mimosa. And I'm your boy Vocals26. You can hit us at backyardcomedy3@gmail.com. As always, appreciate y'all and we love y'all.
Take the time.